What's good? It's your boy Tuck, the man with the plan, your favorite light bright, and the man that gives you positive vibes every day and every night. And welcome back to another episode of You Know It, Self-Talk. I hope you all are feeling rejuvenated, replenished, recovered, and great because spring is here, y'all. Spring is finally here. New growth, new changes, and if y'all cannot tell, I am so freaking excited for this episode of Self-Talk. Low-key, I think this is gonna be the best one yet because I'm in my bag for this episode, you feel me? So let's get into it. But first, a slight announcement for you all. If you know from my past season of Self-Talk, I did a certain topic called Self-Talk by You. So what Self-Talk by You is basically you sitting me up in my DMs, whether it be Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, or my email, and give me a topic that you think should be addressed on my platform. You know I can talk about a lot of things, but hey, I may not be able to cover everything. And this is where you all come in. If there's a certain topic you want me to talk about on one of these self-talks, now is your opportunity. You can start submitting your ideas to me through IG, through Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and my email as well, and I'll get back to them as soon as possible. I'm going to put a deadline on this, so April 17th of 2021 is where I'm cutting off all the ideas, and I'm going to go through all of them, see which is the best ones to put on my platform, and then if you want me to shout out your idea on here, you can give me the consent to, but if you want to stay anonymous, I appreciate that as well. So Self-Talk by You, let's see what y'all come out with. I know I have a great audience and a great squad that bring out so many ideas, so I'm very excited. Self-Talk by You, we starting it this week and going all the way till April 17th, so hit me up and let's get into it. So for this week's album of the week, I'm gonna give you guys an artist that, to be truly honest with y'all, I slept on the man. Like, I was straight snoozing on this man last year and the year before that. I didn't listen to him that much. I didn't play his discography like that for real, but for the start of this year and the way he been going, he's gonna have a strong 2021, like a very strong 2021. So the artist I'm picking and the album I'm picking is Brent Faiyaz, Show You Off. I mean, coming off their 2017 hit Crew, I mean, Brent Faiyaz, he was making albums on albums, and like I said before, I was sleeping on the man. Like, I wasn't listening to it like that. People told me, hey, he's dope, put him on. I'm like, I just wasn't feeling at that moment, but with these last couple tracks he came out with Gravity, Dead Man Walking, and now Show You Off, I gotta give the dude his props. I'm like, when I listen to him now, I feel like that old school, like 80s and 90s R&B vibes from him. And especially with this track, Show You Off, that's just showing the love and admiration for the black women that the world doesn't show to them. I'm like, I gotta give dude his props when it comes. It is a beautiful song. Well, I may bring a tear to your eye, to be honest with you, but it's a beautiful song. I would definitely go check him out because I feel like he's gonna have an amazing 2021. Like, this is sensational. The track is sensational. There ain't no other words to put around it. So I would make sure to definitely check that out. Brent Faiyaz, Show You Off, and all the other singles he came out with this year as well, because Brent is in his bag. So album of the week, Show You Off by Brent Faiyaz. So what is the topic we're going to talk about today in Self-Talk that got me so excited, so happy to talk about? Well, I am actually pleasantly surprised I have not talked about this topic at all. Like, especially season 1, I had to look back through my discography and be like, okay, make sure I didn't talk about this. And shockingly, I didn't talk about this. And I am so excited to share with you guys. The topic we're going to talk about today is respect. Woo-wee! Respect, man. Some of these mugs be taking it for granted, I swear to you. Like, respect is, man, respect is like, honestly, a privilege and not a right. And so many people take that as a right. And especially for me, like, growing this brand in just these past couple years, I have learned how to maneuver the respect and also, more importantly, how to maneuver my self-respect, because those two are very connected. So we're going to give you 4 tips and tricks about 1, how to respect yourself, and 2, how to respect others. So let's get into it. The key to self-respect is self-love and the word no. In order to respect yourself, You must love yourself and be able to use the word no when necessary. And trust me, people, I know. It's like, dang, Tuck, you said to love yourself in the past 3 or 4 episodes of Self-Talk. We get it. But think about it. If I'm saying this to you over and over and over again, I want you to understand that literally love is the cornerstone of all your actions and all your emotions. Like literally, if you do not have love, you will have emptiness. And if you have emptiness, you will not have respect. Period. And the word no plays a very key part to self-respect. I know no is seen so very negatively and it's very negative in all that sorts, but it's honestly not a negative word. It is a very powerful word. It is a validating word. Because no is like an energy recharge in me at this point. I've said more times no this year than I ever said in my whole entire life, just because I'm very selective of where I'm putting my energy now at this point. With my brand, I was so focused on pleasing everybody and make sure everybody's happy with it and all that. But I'm like, at this point, if you riding with Q and K, you riding with Q and K. If you not riding with me, you not riding with me. My brand is not for everybody. And that's something I had literally had to ingrain in myself. Like, I have to know I'm going to my certain audience. And if they mess with me, cool, I'm gonna keep doing that. I'm not trying to make my brand for literally every single person on this entire earth, because it's not that. Not everybody's gonna mess with what I put out. Not everybody's gonna understand the message I'm trying to convey. So sometimes when people want to be pleased all the time, I just say no. It's like, I don't want to do it, because no for me is the energy recharger. It always refuels me back up to have more energy than people that I actually respect. You feel me? So no is not a negative word to me. It's a validating word. So always keep that in your mind, for real. And I'm serious when I tell you that people are going to respect you more if you say no than you just saying yes to every single thing. Because you want to say yes to the stuff that excites you, the stuff that you love, stuff that just makes you happy, rather than saying yes to literally everything, even the stuff that will drain your energy, that make you feel sad and bad and all that stuff. No, don't be pleasing all these people right here. Because if you say yes to everything, people are going to start shaping you out of that. So don't do that. Use the word no. It's okay. Like, you ain't got to say yes to everything. So tip number 1, the key to self-respect is self-love and the word no. Listen to it. Turn off the social media fantasy when needed. Like, I'm going to try my best not to preach on this tip, but ooh, child. Sometimes you just gotta cut everything off, G. You just gotta cut it, period. Like for me, playing in this social media game for these past 2 years, boy, I learned some valuable keys for life, period. And one of these keys is there's a big difference between inspiration and infatuation. And hear me out right now. There are so many people that confuse these two things together. It's like, for me, I do have people that I look up to, role model on the social media space, where I was like, okay, I like what this dude does. All right, let me put that a little bit into my content. Oh, I like what she does as well, and put that in. But then you get to the point of infatuation where you literally copying every single thing they do at every single time just to get the same amount of audience as them. And then for me, that wasn't right, because how are you showing your individuality through that? And how do people respect you if you literally just a carbon copy of exactly them? I have certain role models, like especially in the health and wellness field, you usually see the male side of that category be either 6 foot, swole as ever, have 12-pack abs and all that mess. And it's just like, that can be discouraging for people trying to start in it. Especially for me, I'm like, hey, I'm healthy, my health is in check, I'm way better than I am before. But if I literally keep looking at that over and over and over again, that's gonna discourage me, and then I'm not gonna be able to create the way I wanna create, you feel me? I feel like for social media, it portrays a super perfect, good life, everything's nice, everything's dainty, everything's just beautiful 24/7. But in the realistic side of things, you do not know how much work it takes to make that persona on like your Instagram, your Twitters, and your Facebooks all the time. Like, you don't understand the amount of work, the amount of editing, the amount of like emotional turmoil people go through to do that, just to keep pleasing people, you feel me? It's a hard lifestyle. And like, sometimes, yes, it can be hard. Like, I understand, would I love to do this and make these videos every single day, all day, and this is the only thing I do? Of course I would love to do that. But I gotta be realistic, y'all. I got bills to pay, you feel me? And stuff is due, rent's due, everything's due. So I have a full-time job, but I do this as well. And I'm not trying to just like validate or say like, oh, woe is me all the time, because to be honest with you, I love doing this. This stuff excites me. This stuff helps me going. So it's never seen as a chore to me to like take these videos, edit them all up for you all, because I love to do this and I love to help people. You feel me? So it's never anything bad for me. But I think the thing that I had to learn from last year starting Q&K to now is find the balance between realistic life and then social media life as well. Trying to make sure kind of to keep my human emotions sane and to make sure that my social media is to the best possible place it can be. And did it take a lot of trial and error? Yes. Did it take a lot of therapeutic talking to myself? Yes, it did too. But I think now here in 2021, I'm in a better place where I can talk about this topic and how to maneuver it properly, you feel me? And just making sure that when times I gotta shut off, I shut off. It's like, yes, I know I post Lily all the time, but nothing is seen to me as a chore yet. Now, will that change in the future? Who knows? We'll see if stuff gets bigger and bigger, where people want more and more. We'll see when that time comes. But for right now, I'm finding the balance within that. But to tell you all this is that sometimes you see all the glitz and glamour of what your certain influencers or certain celebrities you see all every day, but do not let that just be your reality. Don't let that happen. Trust me, they go through realistic problems just like you all. They just don't post it every single day. It's like nobody wants to post the ugly, but everybody just wants to post the beautiful. And hey, that's just human nature, period. So remember to just sometimes you gotta turn everything off, take that cleanse from social media, do that joint. Please do it. And for me, that's why I kind of made my brand motto that, find the balance, because us as humans, we struggle to always balance everything within our lives, whether it be our family, our emotions, our health, our jobs, our careers. It's a lot of things to deal with. And for my brand, I want to focus on just helping you find the balance in order to maneuver everything. Or if you got to let go of some stuff, let go of some stuff, because your mental health is the most important thing. And that is overshadowing no matter what accolades you get in your career, no matter how many friends you got on your social media. Your mental health is the most important. And when it comes to respect in that matter, I'm gonna respect you more if you have 200 followers, but you in the best mental space ever, than you having 20K followers, but you struggling to maintain your sanity because you're trying to post every time to continue them growing. So tip number 2, make sure when it comes to that social media fantasy, cut it off when it's needed. Tip number 2. At the end of every day, say the good things that happened that day before you say anything bad. Like, people, we have 24 hours every single day. I know there's a lot of things you can say right now, especially at this time in this year, that are absolute trash. But you cannot tell me in those 24 hours that not one good thing happened to you that day. That's impossible. It could be the littlest thing. It's like, oh, somebody paid for my drink at Starbucks, or oh, somebody wrote me a nice note, or oh, I had this good text or voicemail from a friend. There's always one good thing that happens to you every single day. And hey, if you don't think that happens to you, trust me, talk to me. I'll tell you something good that happened in your day and bring that positive energy to you. And to me, it is so very key to start off with the good things instead of the bad things, is because with respect, you dish out whatever you put to yourself. So basically, in a sense, what that means is that if you saying positive things to start out with, guess what? If I meet you, I want to say positive things to you. And then the other vice versa, that if you always being negative about your day, like, oh, it was crappy, it sucked, it was terrible, then guess what? If I come to talk to you, I'm going to tell you about all the bad stuff that happened to me. And then how we both gain anything out of this? It's both negative with negative. Negative don't make a positive. At this point, it just brings you down more. So you always want to start out with the positive things, because that's how whatever you put into yourself, that's how I'm going to portray you if I met you for the first time or if I've known you for a minute. And for me to be example, it's the littlest things can make something, a terrible day could turn into a good day for me. If for most of my people that know me, I absolutely love Reese's. Like, I absolutely love Reese's so much. So I can like have a flat tire that day, my boss be mad at me that day, and if somebody just like, hey, here's a Reese's cup, or just like give me a king size bar of Reese's, bro, I had the best day of all time, to be honest with you. It's literally the littlest things can bring that good energy to you, and then that's something good I can say. For instance, you can get like nowadays a gratitude journal where literally you gotta write down every single time what is a good thing that happened to you today? What are you grateful for that day? And you literally write that down every single day. So I would get that too. That helps out a lot. It's like good energy promotes good respect. Bad energy promotes no respect, period. So for tip number 3, at the end of every single day, start out with the good things that happen in your day instead of the bad. Start with the good, then with the bad. All right, tip number 3. Discern the respect that you give out. When I tell you this is probably one of the most difficult tips to follow and stay on in self-talk, this is it. Like, discernment is so very important, but also so very difficult to learn. What discernment is like kind of knowing what's right from wrong, knowing what's left from right, and just find out what's good or bad, and just knowing like your key instinct to know like, okay, should I follow this or should I not follow this? That is what discernment is. And when it comes to respect, I'm gonna keep it straight up and honest with y'all, and y'all know I'm blunt, extremely blunt. Not everybody deserves your respect. I know a lot of times our parents always say, oh, respect your elders, respect anybody that comes to you, respect everybody you see. I'm like, no. It is 2021, and at some point, if the respect is not shown to you, then I am not showing respect back, period. It's not gonna happen. For me, there are 2 type of people who I would make sure to watch out and avoid for that kind of like may cloud your discernment, but when you see these people, just run away as fast as you can. And these people are the people shapers and then the approval pleasers. So I guess to start out with the people shapers is, these are the type of people who are gonna like subtly tell you like, hey, you should do this. Hey, if I was you, I would do this right here. I'm like, yo, you should do it this way. And they're probably not trying to, how should I word this properly? They may be clouded by giving you advice and like saying, hey, you should do this. But in this respect, if you do not have respect for yourself, then they're just shaping you to what they think you should be. If you get what I'm trying to say, miss that. They're trying to shape you in what they think you should be. Not what you think you should be, what they think you should be. You feel me? You catch that right there? And this is why it is so freaking key to have self-respect. Like, it is so important, because if you do not have self-respect for yourself, you're gonna fall into that trap every single time. Like, if you have self-respect for yourself, you're gonna know like, no, I'm me, and this is who I am. Like, I appreciate your advice and all that stuff, but I'm gonna stick doing me. And that's how your discernment will become stronger. You feel me? And then you have the approval pleasers who always wanna make every single person happy by giving up their self-respect and their love just to get that approval, just to get that yes, you feel me? And that's dead. That is a whole dead mission. I'm not giving up my self-respect. I'm not giving up my self-love. I'm not giving up any of my emotions that I appreciate so very much just to make you, a person I do not care about, happy. That is a dead mission, people. Abort that mess quickly. And the best way to find out if they're an approval pleaser, if you really ask them, if I did everything I did for you just now, would you do it for me? And if they silent, looking back and forth, like, I don't know what you're talking about, they're an approval pleaser. You need to get out there quickly. Like, do not respect them, period. Because they're not about to put the same exact effort you put for them for you, period. And like I said, people, this is one of the most difficult tips I've ever said on this show. And for me, I am still learning how to do this right now. Like, this is not something you're gonna learn straight overnight. It's like you are going to meet people that you think are doing the best for you, that you think are doing well for you, but sometimes it ain't that so. It ain't that way. I guess one thing I can say for me now is that my discernment is way more stronger than it is in 2021 than it was in 2020. Like, I took advice from people that shouldn't even be giving me advice at this point, and you could call it cockiness, you can call it overconfidence, but I just know the right people in my corner that should help me with what I do. It's like I'm gonna get advice from people that actually do this, like work in health and wellness and like work in this self-help motivational talk. And I'm gonna take advice from them because like, yeah, you do this and you have a successful platform doing this. So I'm gonna listen to you. I'm not just gonna listen to any average Joe that just wanna give me advice because they feel like it. It's like nobody is gonna shape my life. It's like the only person that's gonna shape my life is me. And I'm just gonna take what's right from what's wrong. And like I said, you're gonna learn this for years and years and years on coming. And the only thing you want to do is get stronger with your discernment. You don't want to get weaker with it. So for tip number 4, discern where you give your respect to. Yeah, that's it. Wow, I feel like I could talk about this topic for straight hours, man. Like, it's been a journey. It's been a journey, but you know how we always do. Self-Talk's coming every single Sunday at 12. Make sure you like, you comment, you subscribe, you follow, do the bang, bang, bada, boom on all the social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, all the works, you feel me? And I'll be posted down below. Much love to you all. Thank you for riding with me. Remember, self-talk by you. If you have an idea you want me to put on my platform, please DM me. I'm accepting all DMs until April 17th. April 17th. If you send it to me April 18th, I ain't gonna look at it. So you got a whole month, you feel me? Self-talk by you. But like I said, much love to you all. Stay blessed. Be well. This is Tuck. This is Q&K. Peace.